Well, alright, 2D here, and Ikoria is officially released on Magic Arena. So we're going to do a sealed pre-release event. That's where we take 6 packs and we just have to build a deck out of it. We don't draft, we don't pass the cards around. We just take 6 packs, open them up, and try to build a deck out of whatever we get. So let's just hop right in. 2,000 gems, pretty steep price to pay, but you do get a lot of... Okay, I got this guy. Some Godzilla monster. I don't actually know that one, but... Let's see, what do we get out of our 6 packs? This is a pretty good way to build collection. I think that's why they make it kind of expensive, so you just can't keep doing it over and over again. So, okay, so Ruinous Ultimatum, very good card, but extremely hard to play mana-wise. Red, red, white, 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 black, black, but it is just like a full one-sided board wipe, like Plague Wind on steroids. Luminous Broodmoth is our mythic here. Yeah, it's our only mythic we got, and it is a very strong card. So basically just makes all our creatures kind of have Undying, except instead of coming back with a +1/+1 counter, they come back with Flying, which is even crazier. And besides that, you know, it's a 3/4 flyer for 4, which is already great. Like, you'd already run that in Limited, so it's just all upside. Really amazing card. Jingatha, this is our, looks like we got a couple of companions here. Jingatha is the first one. We're not going to be able to meet this companion cost, so if we're going to run this, it'll be in the main deck. And I guess it's not, I mean, it's not bad, right? A 5 mana 5/5, that's pretty easy to cast. It's for either red or green, and then it can tap for 5 mana, and even though that mana can't be spent on generic mana, it can still be like, you know, if we got a couple of spells to cast that turn, we can still get like 2 or 3 mana out of it, right? So that's still not bad. Umori is just a... Again, we're not going to be able to meet that companion cost, most likely. Maybe we could end up having all creatures would be the only possible way we could meet Umori's restriction. So we'll see if we can do that, because it'd be really, really strong if we could to have... I mean, if you can ever meet a companion's restriction, it's going to be pretty damn hard to do in Limited, but it's just so powerful to start a game. Start every game with a card tutored to your hand. Like, having this Umori in our starting hand every single game would be ridiculous. And it's not unreasonable to only run creatures. It's probably not worth it. Like, if we have some good removal, we're not going to not run that just so we can run Umori, but we'll see. You know, it's possible we just don't have any good removal in this pool, and then we'll look at it. And if we did do that, it would make like all of our creatures cost 1 less, which is good. But just a 4 mana 4/5 that we start every game with is not bad. Everquill Phoenix is ridiculous, so this card is great. Definitely one of the stronger cards out of these 6. Basically, it's a 4/4 flyer for 4, already good, but if we mutate it a bunch of times, every time we mutate it, we get a feather token, and then we can sacrifice the feather token to essentially bring it back. So every time we mutate it, like, okay, one of the big downsides of mutate, right, is you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket to a certain degree. Okay, we mutated onto one creature like 5 times, and we put all our eggs in one basket, but now we have 5 feather tokens, so really, even if they do blow up our big mutation, we can bring back this Phoenix a million times, and so it's not so bad. And then we have Kogla. Kogla is just good. A 7/6 fighting you is probably going to kill most threats. Even mutations, like most mutations are going to, like the stats don't stack, so most mutations are probably going to die to this as well. So I think that's pretty good. And then, you know, we can blow up enchantments and artifacts, and then we can... The human text is, you know, not super relevant. Mardu are the colors for the really good humans, but, I mean, every color has some humans in it, and I'm sure there's some good green humans, but really, just the ability to enter the battlefield and kill something, and then whenever it attacks, it blows up an artifact or enchantment. That's just really good. It basically does everything. So I think this pool is pretty good. I mean, we've got 3 green cards here, and this is kind of green-red, so maybe we're looking at Gruul, but Luminous Broodmoth is also very good, so it'd be great if we could run that, but let's just see what we got going on here. So, I've not followed this set super close, been kind of busy with the apocalypse going on and all, but let's just take a look at white first. I think rather than just sort of glance over things and have an idea of how strong my colors are, I'm going to have to actually sit here and read through most of these. So this deck building might take a little bit longer than I usually do, but Fight is 1. I don't think this is very good. You know, I don't think it's the worst card in the world. Giving a creature +1/+1 and indestructible isn't worth 1 mana. And if you're able to get both effects off, it's pretty okay, but Don't think we want that. Light of Hope, it's, I mean, it'll be good, like, sideboard card, maybe, but I don't know how many enchantments. I guess there's some good rare enchantments, so if we go up against a deck, is this best of 3? I actually have no idea if this is best of 3 or best of 1. I'm guessing best of 1, so we probably won't run this, but it does have some good modes on it, but I don't think good enough to main deck. That seems pretty bad. I'll have to take... So if we do have a lot of vigilance creatures in this pool, and they all have high toughness, maybe it's worth it. I'll have to see. Pacifism, I'm sure, is great. It's great in every format. And I actually thinking about it, it's probably really good in this format because, you know, there's going to be lower number of creatures in all, right? Because there's going to be people mutating. So that's just going to mean there's going to be a greater chance of there being one big threat rather than multiple kind of big threats. And I mean, that sounds like pacifism is going to be great in that instance. Although I guess if you pacify something, a mutation, they still get all its whenever this creature mutate effects when they mutate onto that thing. So maybe it's, I guess there's a downside to it as well. But yeah, I'm sure it's still definitely playable. Something with cycling can't be too bad. This doesn't seem that great. I mean, the thing with combat tricks is you really want combat tricks to be 1 mana if you can. Like, every mana you go up for a combat trick, it becomes significantly worse, even if it's a pretty good combat trick. And I do think this is, I mean, +2/+2 for 2 is not worth it at all. But putting 2/2/2, or putting 2 +1/+1 counters on something for 2 mana with a cycling, you know, so if you can cycle it away if you don't need it, that's not bad. I think it's probably playable. I don't think that's really worth it. Maybe in a really aggressive deck to give something flying, but what I was saying before, you're going to see like most cards that have cycling on it, there's kind of a floor of how bad they can be, because you can always just cycle them away. They have to be pretty bad just to be flat unrunnable as a cycling card. Play Banish, 4 mana, instant speed, kill most problematic things. This is okay, but you know, it's a late game thing. If you're getting beaten down by like a board full of two power creatures and 3 power creatures, it's going to be really bad to have this thing sitting in your hand. So against more aggressive decks, it's probably pretty bad, but you know, it's still okay. Luminous Broodmoth, fantastic. Probably the single best card in our pool, I would guess. It's hard to, you know, I don't have any experience with these cards, but I would expect Luminous Broodmoth as the best card in our pool. Just probably an A+++ tier card. Like as good as it gets. Vulpikeet. Like a parakeet. Vulpix, okay. Flying, mutate. Whenever it mutates, get a +1/+1 counter on it. Mutate is a pretty steep cost, right? Because you're putting it on a creature, and you're effectively taking 2 creatures and ending up with only 1. So you have to be pretty hyped about the mutation cost, or what you're adding on to the creature, for it to be worth it, I think. Or you have to be pretty hyped about it being hasty, because you are kind of getting haste as well when you mutate onto something. So in the best world, this is okay. You have a 2-drop, and then you mutate onto this on turn 3. You make a 3/4 hasty flyer. I mean, in an aggressive deck, that's not bad. Is it worth 2 cards? I don't know. Not a super exciting card, I don't think. Patagia? Something Tiger. Flying, 3/4 for 5. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, okay. It's just mediocre. Imposing Vantasaur. Well, here's a big vigilance creature for this solid footing. We got a couple of solid footings, so. But yeah, I mean, it's got cycling 1. That's a really low cycling cost, so maybe it's actually probably pretty okay. I don't know. If you're like a Flyers deck, this is probably fine. Something to lock down the ground in the late game and cycle it away in the early game. It's probably fine. Speaking of which, Aegis Turtle, pretty good in a Flyer deck, pretty bad everywhere else. Really just if you need to lock down the ground, it's alright. Escape Protocol. Whenever you cycle a card, you pay 1 if you do. Exile a creature. Oh, you blink it. It seems... I mean, obviously the best application of this is with some kind of blink effect, of which I don't know if I have any good ones yet, but just like dodging removal doesn't seem too bad. It's interesting, at least. Glimmerbell. This is fine. 1/3 flyer for 2, and something it's pretty good to mutate onto. It has flying and pseudo vigilance on a 2-mana body, so If you want to go to the mutate route, that seems pretty good actually, and it's just a good defensive creature. I have to think about it. This one's a little weird. Counter target spell that targets a permanent you control. So what do I care about that doesn't target a permanent? This counters removal, doesn't counter creatures, would counter pacifism. I don't know. So it's basically counter removal spell, draw a card. Kind of situational. I guess if you're going like all in on a sort of, you know, a mutation strategy, maybe it's more worth running. Something to keep in mind at least. Of one mind, so divination, 3 mana draw 2, and if you control a human and a non-human, it's a 1 mana draw 2. Very good. So divination's already a pretty, you know, definitely runnable card, and limited, and especially in sealed. Divination's great. And so the ability, you know, if we could set up the ability to get this to 1 mana, that's just crazy. 1 mana draw 2 is ridiculous. So definitely, oh, we got 3 of them too. Holy crap. Maybe blue's looking pretty good. Okay, something to keep an eye on. I don't think we had any blue rares, which is a little unfortunate, but we do have a good base with blue here. Thieving Otter, just 3 mana 2/2, deals damage, draws a card. If we can get some sort of, not great, but if we can get some sort of tempo plan where we can bounce creatures or whatever, it might be pretty good. And obviously it's something decent to mutate onto to give something else, give our big mutation creature that ability. Avianati. Okay, all of these cards are great. These when you cycle, put a counter on things. You got a 4 mana 2/4 flyer, which is fine. Good defensive body. You know, and a 2/4 flyer can get the job done as far as damage goes, even. But just having the ability to cycle this away and put a flying counter on at instant speed on something to blow out an attacking flyer, or to, you know, push through some last points of damage if you need to. I think these are all great. And I mean, again, the floor on cycling cards is pretty high. Having not only cycling but also getting a permanent flying effect out of it, it makes it even higher. So I think all of these sort of cycle and also you get a counter cards are going to be pretty good. Capture Sphere, pretty good. I mean, this has got flash on it. It's like that's actually about as good as blue removal gets, right? Pretty close to a pacifism with flash. Okay, that's pretty bad. 4 mana 1/6 with flash, not really worth it. I guess the idea being that you could flash this in and then mutate onto it. But I mean, it's just nothing really exciting about that. Gust of Wind. Okay, return target non-land permanent you control or you don't control to its owner's hand and draw a card. Cost 2 less if you control a creature with flying. We've got a bunch of Glimmer Bells. That's pretty good. Man, blue is looking pretty good, but we'll have to see. I really want to play some of the rares, so, but that's, I mean, and then Dreamtail Heron. So 5 mana 3/4 flyer, okay. With mutation cost 4. Whenever it mutates, draw a card. Oh, that's good. It's like again, the scary thing about mutations is you're setting yourself up to be kind of 2 for 1. You're turning 2 creatures into 1. Kind of a risk versus reward situation, but this is, not only are you giving a creature flying, which is great, but you're already kind of making up for a future card disadvantage by drawing a card as well. And that's just when you initially mutate the first time, right? If you're mutating onto one thing over and over again, you're going to be drawing additional cards every time I mutate. So this is really good. We got 2 of them. Blue is looking really good at a base level. Definitely better than white, but we don't have any rares in blue. So if we do go into blue, we're going to need some power, I think, to pack in there. We'll see though. Okay, so Whisper Squad, we got one of them, not runnable with 1 copy. Corpse Churn. So this is a reprint from, I think, the last Innistrad set actually. I don't think it's very good, but we'll see. Ooh, we got 2 Heartless Acts. That's very good. This is essentially, well, I'll just read it. It's a 2 mana instant, destroy target creature with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from target creature. So, very good. And in most cases, it's going to be 2 mana kill a thing at instant speed. That's ridiculous. that's like Doomblade, but maybe even better than Doomblade. Doomblade couldn't hit, you know, had its own restrictions. So, yeah, Heartless Act, having 2 of those is a pretty big pull towards black. This has got to be one of the best black uncommons, if not the best black uncommon. Unlikely 8 is god-awful. We will not be playing that. Bastion of Remembrance. Okay, so this makes a 1/1 white human creature token when it enters the battlefield, and whenever a creature we control dies, we drain for 1. Not great, I don't think. Duskfang Mentor, when it enters the battlefield, put a lifelink counter on a non-human creature we control, and then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control with lifelink. So Duskfang, that doesn't seem terrible. It would depend on if we... I think the real trick with a card like this is you want to have a lot of stuff that just already has lifelink, right? Like putting a lifelink counter on one thing and then growing that one thing is fine, but if we could have like 2 or 3 creatures with lifelink and be growing our whole board every time she taps, then she becomes an actually like really good card. But in a vacuum, she's probably just okay. Gloom Pangolin, 3 mana 1/5. That's a big old butt. Let's see, Memory Leak. This is a Thoughtseize with cycling 1. Playable, probably playable. Blood Curdle. Wow, another kill. We got 2 of these too? Holy crap. We got so much black removal, it's ridiculous. So this is just destroy target creature and put a menace counter on a creature you control, so insane. Yeah, so pretty... Man, blue and black are so good, but I don't think we have like any good rares in those colors. Hopefully the rest of our colors are looking pretty good too. I'd like to play some for cool rares, but holy crap, blue and black are looking pretty great. Lurking Deadeye. I mean, a flash 4/2 is not the worst. You know, ideally you would want to, you know, like chump a creature like a 1/1 and then flash this in at the end phase to destroy the thing that chumps. It's probably okay. Probably not terrible. And just a flash 4/2 is not the worst thing in the world. It trades with a lot of things. Cavern Whisper. This is actually seems like a pretty good card, you know. A 4/4 with menace for 5 is not a bad backup. And then if you mutate this onto a creature for 4 mana, you make an opponent discard a card and you get a hasty 4/4 menace. That's a pretty scary threat, so not bad. Blitzleech, flash 5/2 for 6. Ugh. When it enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls gets -2/-2 and remove all counters. So I guess the idea is you like flash this in, kill something small, and then trade for something big because it's a 5/2. But 6 mana 5/2, even with some potential to 2 for 1, I don't know. Seems not ideal. I think it's probably not great. And then Voidbeck, this is another one of those cards where you can cycle it and put a counter on something. I think these are all good. This is probably slightly worse than the flying because you can't, I mean, you can still blow people out, right? Cycling and putting a death touch counter to make, you know, a little creature a lethal blocker, but this one is actually castable, right? It's a 4 mana 2/4 flyer. This thing is a freaking 8 mana, what is it? 8 mana 8/8 death touch. That you're probably never going to cast a creature half of this thing, so it becomes a little bit less versatile. So black's looking really good, just a ton of removal. But I guess outside of removal, there's not much. Like there's, in black we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really like 5 cards we want to play. So maybe black's actually not looking that good. But it's hard to pass up something like Blood Curdle. You know, this is definitely a splashable card, right? It's 3 and a black, so potentially we could splash this. Blazing Volley's pretty bad. Footfall Crater, it's not good. It does have cycling ones, it's not the worst thing in the world. Draenith Stinger. So this is, okay, there is like a cycling aggro deck, which is kind of interesting. Fire Prophecy, yeah, this is a great red removal spell. So 3 damage to a creature, and you get to kind of rummage, like worse rummage. You're not discarding, you'd rather discard something and draw a card rather than put a card at the bottom of your library and then draw a card. But still, great. 2 mana to deal 3 damage to a creature is definitely a great spell. Forbidden Friendship. So this is the kind of Krenko's command of the set. I think it's actually better than just a Krenko's command. So Krenko's command makes 2 1/1 goblins, and this kind of does the same thing, except this creates a human and a non-human. So a non-human is something you can mutate onto, right? It's something that is a target for your mutation spells. And the human is, of course, fodder for any sort of human tribal thing, or any of those cards that want you to have both a human and non-human to proc their abilities are also pretty good. So I think this is actually a pretty good card. Raking Claws, not very good. Shredded Sails, I wonder if this is main deckable. Probably. So Shredded Cells has two pretty specific effects. Destroy target artifact. Probably not going to come up all that often. Deal 4 damage to a flyer. You could easily run into an opponent that just doesn't have that many flyers, or flyers you don't care about. But it has cycling 2 as well, so it makes these narrow effects much less punishing, right? You can run effects like this if you can just cycle it away when it's not worthwhile. So it's probably runnable, I would think. Reptilian Reflection, whenever you cycle a card, you can have it become a 5/4 with Trample and Haste. Probably not very good. A 3 mana that's only a 5/4 sometimes. I mean, a 3 mana 5/4 with Trample and Haste is obviously great, but it's only gonna be a creature sometimes. Sometimes it's gonna be just inert and just be a dead card. It's not gonna be able to block very well unless you wanna not have an attack, because you're gonna kind of run out of cycling cards. And I think there's a tendency to overcycle. Like, I think people cycle sometimes just because they can, but really you don't want to cycle cards unless you need to, right? So we don't want to be just cycling, you know, away cards we actually want to play just so we can turn this thing on. So I don't think it's very good. Evercoil Phoenix, absolute bomb. Would love to play this. Ferocious Tigorilla. I haven't seen this one. When it enters the battlefield with your choice of a trample counter or a menace counter, it's a 4 mana 4/3. So a 4 mana 4/3 with menace is actually pretty good as far as like an aggressive sort of top-end threat. Trample I'm less excited about, just because a 4 mana 4/3 is going to trade down a lot, right? You're going to trade with 3 drops a lot of the time with 3 toughness. But if you put menace on it, then that's a lot less likely, right? So probably an okay card. Okay, not great. Porcuparrot. Okay. 4 mana 3/4. Okay stats. It's got mutate for 3. Okay. Pretty good mutation cost. And you can tap it to deal X damage to any target where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. That's actually pretty good. I don't know if it's great, but it's pretty good. I mean, because its tap ability can ping anything, that's pretty decent, right? Because it makes combat a lot harder for your opponent, because if they try to block, you know, you can ping it mid-combat, kill some creatures, especially if you have like First Strike, which red is kind of the color of First Strike in this. I don't know if I actually have any red First Strike cards, but you know, combining that with our Fire Prophecy, we can take down a bunch of cards. So, and then eventually we can just, if the board stalls out or something, we can just ping our opponents to death with Porcuparrot over a few turns. So I think that's actually pretty good. Pyroceratops. Okay. 4 mana 2/3 with Trample, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter. Seems pretty bad. I think usually with these effects where you kind of snowball a creature, you want it to come down to like turn 2, maybe turn 3, but 4 mana, that's pretty bad, I think. Rumbling Rock Slide, 4 mana, deals damage equal to the number of lands. Okay. So we've actually got some good removal in red as well. I think this is pretty good. This is 4 mana, effectively kill something most of the time. Like 4 mana deal 4 is kind of the base, right? Because especially in limited, we're probably going to only have lands as our mana sources. So it's going to be a 4 mana deal 4 to a creature, which is fine. And then eventually in the late game it'll be like 4 mana deal 6, maybe 7, which should kill most things. So I think, you know, we do have like 3 red removal, so we might be in red here. Red's looking better, and I really want to play this Evercoil Phoenix, so red's looking pretty good. And then Tentative Connection. Okay, so you get to gain control of a target creature until the end of turn, untap it, and it gains haste, and it can be 1 mana if we have a creature with menace. Interesting. I wonder how many creatures with menace we've got. We got 1. I mean, if we're in black, we might have some more. We get this Cavern Whisperer, for example. So not a ton. Probably not really worth running unless you got the pieces to make it work. Okay, and then on to green. Adventurous Impulse is pretty good. Just a good sort of digging effect. I mean, it's not like crazy good. Like, it's definitely cuttable, but it does add some consistency. And the fact that we have 3 of these is pretty great. Humble Naturalist. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this only to cast a creature spell. Okay. That's fine. A Mana Dork's always fine and limited. I will say this is not the most exciting because it's restricted to only creatures, and also it's a human, which is actually kind of a downside. It means we can't mutate onto it, which usually I think a Mana Dork would be a good target for mutation, right? After you kind of have used up its early game ramping, you can be like, alright, I don't really care if I you know, if I lose this creature, if I get kind of 2 for 1, because it's not really doing anything in the late game anyway, right? So then ram through. This is an extremely good. So it's 2 mana instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control, and if the creature you control has trample, the excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller. So that's ridiculous, right? You know, it's as close as green gets to a Doomblade. So 2 mana instant speed, kill something. It's not even a fight, it's just deal equal to its power to a target creature. That's pretty good. Barrier Breach, and I mean the damage is all upside too if we do have something with trample. Barrier Breach, pretty bad. I mean, I was talking before about how this one, even though it has kind of specific effects, it's okay because of cycling, but this is really specific, right? This is exiling a bunch of enchantments, not even artifacts and enchantments, so I don't think that's very good. Excavation Mole, so 3 mana trample for 3. That's good, just baseline, that's good. And when it enters the battlefield, we mill ourselves for 3. Huh. I don't know if we have any way to really take advantage of that, so that's really a downside, I think. Fully grown, target creature gets +3/+3, and put a trample counter on it for 3 mana. Like I was saying before, combat tricks get much worse the further away you get from 1 mana, and 3 mana is pretty bad. I think even with the trample counter on it, and even +3/+3 is pretty sizable. I don't think this is worth it. Honey Mammoth. When it enters the battle, you gain 4 life. Alright, good late game threat, I guess. And then Kogla, of course. Kogla's great. And let's see what we got for multicolors now. So we got 2 black-white multicolored cards. So Dire Tactics and Necropanther. Dire Tactics is pretty good. Just exile anything. And if we control a human, that's it. It's just 2 mana, exile any creature. But if we don't control a human, then we lose some life. Necropanther, whenever you taste, return a creature card with burn mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battle. That's pretty good. And a base stats of 3 mana 3/3. So we got some good black-white multicolor cards here. Cunning Nightbonder is pretty okay. We've got some cards with flash, I think in blue primarily. But a 2 mana 2/2 with flash that can potentially discount some of our spells is pretty good. Although probably want to be in blue-black because that's a pretty restrictive mana cost. We've got some fixing in these life gain lands. Then we've got the rares we've already seen, and we've got some fixing for Jeskai colors. And Mysterious Egg, 1 mana 0/2 whenever it mutates, put a +1/+1. Probably pretty bad. And then Springjaw Trap, which is colorless removal, 1 mana flash, and then we can pay for it to deal 3 damage. Pretty bad. Pretty bad, but it is removal if you need it. The color that jumps out to me the most is red. So let's see what we got with reds. So bring in these Fire Prophecies, bring in Porcuparrots, bring in the Tor Gorillas. 4-drop slots looking pretty big there, which is a little concerning. Rumbling Rock Slide, bring in the Shredded Sails, Forbidden Friendship. Maybe we'll run the Slinger if we get enough. I mean, I guess it's a 2/2. That's fine. And don't want to run any of the rest of these cards. So we've got a decent chunk of cards here. They're all 2 and 4 drops, interestingly. And I don't think we're going to run any of the rest of this. So red is pretty good. And then we can also run like Jingatha. No, not as our companion, just as a creature, because we do want to run Everquill Phoenix if we're going to be in red. You know, the other way you can play Jingatha, you don't necessarily have to be in like a all gold deck. You can just be like, if we didn't have this Everquill Phoenix, we would actually be able to run Jingatha, right? Because we would have just 1 red pip in all of our spells, which also meets Jingatha's requirements. But I think running this Everquill Phoenix is more important than having Jingatha as our commander. So say let's go into black, because we do have all that removal. If we just want to go kind of mono removal, don't want to run any of this, but we do want to run, both of the Heartless Axe, the Duskfang Mentor. It's probably fine to put on one of these big creatures to give it lifelink. That's probably fine. Both of these Blood Curdles, this Cavern Whisperer, and this Void Beckoner. And then we could also run the Umori. We will not set it as the companion, though. What does that look like? So we still are just over-flooded on 4-drops here. But we do have just so much removal, right? We have just endless number of ways to kill something. The other option, if we didn't run black, let's put black back for a second. We could also go into a sort of red-blue mutate pile here. So one of mine would be really good, and that's something to do on turn 3. We also have a lot of, we have like Forbidden Friendship to turn into 1-mana spell. So we do have some synergies there as well. Play Avian Oddity, which can be a 3-mana spell. Capture Sphere is another removal spell. Gust of Wind. How much flying do we have here? Okay, we have quite a, yeah, and we have these for mutations as well. Gust of Wind. So blue is looking pretty good. I guess Thieving Otter is a pretty good thing to mutate onto. Let's run one of those. It might be more correct to run like Glimmer Bell or this Escape Protocol. We don't have that much cycling though. So I think this is what we'll start out with. And if I need to, if I find this a little bit lacking, we can always revisit it, see if we want to change things up a bit. But I think this sort of red-blue mutate pile is what I want to go through. We have Jingotha as a big 5/5 that can give us a bunch of mana. Really our most powerful cards are going to be this Everquill Phoenix, which of course is just ridiculous, and these Dreamtail Herons, just to, you know, basically be huge card advantage engines, give these creatures flying like this Thieving Otter. If we play Thieving Otter turn 3, then on turn 4 we mutate a Dreamtail Heron onto it, draw a card, get a hasty 3/4 that we can attack with, and also draw a card off of that. That seems pretty good. Yeah, let's go down one Tigerilla and go up one Thieving Otter and run it like that. So this is our deck. We've got blue-red mutate. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. Shredding, this is more of a test for shredded sales. I don't know if this is actually worth running main deck, but it'll be interesting to see if it is. We've got a lot of card draw with One of Mind. Got a lot of good in-game threats with like Porcupine. We can mutate up some big creatures, and we have a decent amount of removal from this like Rumbling Rock Slide, Fire of Prophecy, and Gust of Wind, Capture Fear. So this is about as good as removal gets in a red-blue deck. So, alright, so this is my first limited experience for Ikoria, so let's see how it goes. On to game 1. Alright, game 1 up against Life Grip, and not the best hand, but we will keep it. We've got this Forbidden, whoa, this is an interesting new arena. Playing Islands. So here we've got Forbidden Friendship that does give us a non-human creature to mutate onto, which is nice. Ooh, Glimmer Bell is also nice. I think we just Forbidden Friendship. This dinosaur does have haste, so we can get in for a little bit of damage. Pass turn. And now if we draw our draw spell, we've got it turned on already, right? We've got a human and a non-human. Oh, that's a scary card. Well, there's our draw spell. Nice. That is a scary card. That's going to be making a lot of 1/1s very quickly. I think we're just going to of one mind first. Draw 2 cards. Play this. Attack with both. Hopefully he'll want to trade. He does not want to trade. Alright, we'll Glimmer Bell. So this can get out of control pretty quick. Our opponent's on the Mardu Humans plan, it looks like. Or maybe just like black-white humans splashing a little red. Hopefully they'll tap out here, and then we can Dreamtail Heron, start bashing in, drawing some cards. I'm feeling pretty good about where we are right now, though, because, I mean, I don't know, the worst thing I could do... Wow, they're going to do that at sorcery speed. I guess I just really wanted to get in that 3 damage, huh? Okay. Well, we are okay with this, because now we get to Dreamtail Heron, mutate onto our dinosaur. Uh-oh. They have a 1-mana red spell? Is there even a one mana red spell? Okay. We will put the Heron on top, over. Draw a card. And we will attack for 3. Hasty. And we'll just... Because they could have a cycling card, we're not going to get in with our 1/1 here. And they do have the cycle. This guy can hold back their 3/1. We would like to find some removal for that Valiant Rescuer. Alright, Blood Curdle. Ooh, and they put some menace on their Valiant Recruiter. Oof. Okay, okay, okay. Not the best. Okay, Capture Sphere. What we could do here is Avian Odyssey, give our human flying, and then also Gust of Wind to return the Valiant Recruiter. I guess we do that. This works, yeah. Avian Oddity, cycle it, give our dude flying, attack, and now we can... I think we do it now so that they can't cycle in response. We will bounce their Valiant Recruiter. That gets the menace counter off of it, and also makes them have to spend their turn recasting it, potentially. We're digging for like a red removal spell so we can actually kill the damn thing. We really don't want to... that's pretty scary. That can shut down our mutate creatures pretty well. Still no hard remover for this Valiant Recruiter. I guess we... yeah, I guess we just Tigorilla. Give it a menace counter. And play Glimmerbell. No attacks. Pass turn. Ugh, this Valiant Rescuer is giving us a run for our money by itself, pretty much. What does that 1 mean? I don't know what that 1 means. Maybe it means they have 1 counter on them? I don't know. We can potentially Capture Sphere down this checkpoint officer. Okay, probably gonna give it Death Touch. Sagoth Mamba. Ooh, that's scary. So it gives a creature -2. Okay, 1 of 1 mind is very good. We'll draw 2 cards here. Yeah, okay, here we go. So we will... what do we want to kill, actually? Do we want to kill the checkpoint officer or the Valiant Rescuer? They're both pretty annoying. I think 1/1s aren't the worst thing here. I think what we'll do is... yeah, I think we're going to actually kill this checkpoint officer. No. Sure. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, we'll put this island on the bottom. Ooh, there's a 1 mine. Sure. And do we want to mutate now? I think we're actually just going to draw some more cards while we have the human for it. Okay. Drew a bunch of blue cards, which is a little unfortunate, but we will pass the turn. We can kind of lock things down a bit. Hopefully they don't have any mutators, because that Zagoth Mamba can just wreck us if they do. Might have been more correct to just drop the Dreamtail Hawk Heron there while we had the chance. Maybe put her on the Glimmerbell. It feels kind of bad to put her on a Glimmerbell because it's just kind of doubling up the flying. We don't actually get... I guess it kind of gives it vigilance. I don't know. Whenever you cycle a card, it gets +2/+0. Okay. Okay, so here we will... now we're gonna... yeah, now we're gonna Dreamtail Heron. Mutate onto our ferocious Tigorilla. Put the Tigorilla on top. Attack with our Tigorilla. Leave the other ones back. It's got flying and menace, so it's pretty close to unblockable at this point. And then I think we'll just play Thieving Otter. Gain a little bit of life back. Pass the turn. Still scared of this Mamba. We would like to kill this Mamba if we could. We draw another red removal spell. We're actually going to kill the Mamba before we kill the Rescuer. 1/1s aren't that big of a deal right now. Tegia Tiger. Sure. I mean, if he attacks, I am just going to trade. Sure. Yep. We're okay with this. Getting like basically 1.5 for 1s, but it gets that thing off the field, which is one of their biggest threats. Okay, I think we will Capture Sphere the Patagia Tiger. I guess I didn't need to do that now. I forgot that had Flash, so that was a bit of a mistake on my part. So we will... do we want to cycle this? Or I think we'll just play this as a 2/2. And we will attack with both. Untap our Glimmerbell. And play an island, pass turn. So we got our opponents on the ropes here. I mean, we don't really have them dead next turn, but I mean, if we draw a cycling card, we do. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna kill this Mamba for sure. Hopefully they don't just cycle and kill us with this Marmoset. Didn't think about that. If they do just cycle, if they don't kill us by cycling a bunch, then we can kill them on the backswing. Okay, they are gonna just cycle. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have us down to 7 now. Okay, if we die here, I'm gonna feel pretty silly. Okay, so we're gonna go down to 5, which is fine. And our bonus scoops it up. Okay, so game 1 in the bag. Our plan looks pretty good. Those Glimmertail Hawks are just about as good as I thought they were just by reading them. So sweet. We didn't actually play any rares that game, but we just kind of drew a million cards, and hey, that's more than good enough in sealed, right? So okay, on to the next one. Okay, next game against Believer, and this is a risky keep. We don't have anything to do until turn 4, but we have a lot of powerful cards. I think we get a mulligan. It's just too easy to get run over with a hand like that. Okay, I'm happy we mulligan. This is actually really good. I guess we put Gust of Wind to the bottom. We have enough removal, and the Streamtail Heron is an actual threat eventually. Fire Prophecy is very good. This will dig us into, hopefully, exactly what we need to kind of dig ourselves out of this mulligan here. What the hell was that? Oh, it makes... that was a scary noise. Okay, Glimmerbell. Pass turn. We do want to have some cards in hand to loot away to this Fire Prophecy. So maybe... if we draw like another Glimmerbell or something, probably gonna hold on to it just to loot it away. Okay, that's not so bad. It's pass turn. We really don't care about it. We're not gonna kill this thing. If they want to gain some life by cycling, sure. Looks like they might be another Mardu oh, this is a Jeskai land actually. So they could just be black-white and just running this. No, why would they just run that? Okay, so they do look Mardu. Sure. Full Fire Prophecy, this Howl Bonder. You know what? I think we'll actually just keep all of our cards. I just want a Dreamtail Heron next turn to draw a card while they're tapped out. That was a good draw anyway. We will mutate. Again, kind of a non-bow, but it basically lets us... what we're basically doing here is sacrificing our Glimmerbell to give our Dreamtail Heron haste and make it cost 1 less. So that's not the worst thing in the world. Here's gonna kind of suck if they just kill our dude with that 4-mana kill spell, but at least we drew a card off of it, so all things considered, it's not so bad. Here we're probably just gonna of one mine to draw 2, hope we hit a land, and then hold up 2 mana for Fire Prophecy. Day Squad Commercial. Yeah, I think we're gonna do exactly what we said. Of 1 mine, draw 2 cards. And attack. And just plan on Fire Prophecying this Day Squad Marshal. That's gonna get our dude. Okay, we will try to kill this Day Squad Marshal. And we will put... I think we put Shredded Sails on the bottom. Doesn't look like it's doing much here. We can... I mean, if we mutate up this Dreamtail Heron, we can start pinging stuff. So let's see. If we mutate this, that's... we've got 3 mana left after that. Maybe we just play Jagotha this turn. Yeah, we'll play Jagotha this turn. And pass turn. Hopefully they don't have a kill spell. If they do, we're not in the best shape. We could have Porcupaired it there, drew a card, and also pinged down this Dranish Healer. Maybe that would have been better, but then potentially... I mean, it depends on what exactly we draw. We might have something to do in addition to that, but we couldn't, like... if we had 1 more mana, I would do this plus play the Aven Oddity just as a creature. But I'm hoping we draw a mana this turn, and I'm able to do that. Or we could just, I mean, we could tap Jingotha, although I think he's better as a 5/5 here rather than just using him for a couple mana. Okay, what exactly does this do? Okay, we will, yeah, we're gonna try to eat this thing. I mean, they may have something. Ah, they do have the card. Okay. There goes Jingotha. Sure. We're really hoping to draw a land here. Mutate onto our Dreamtail here and draw a card. Put the... I guess they have the same stats, it doesn't matter. So, whatever. We'll put the Porcupine on top just because it looks funnier. Okay, and we did draw a card, which is great. So now we can kill the Deadeye, but first we're just going to play this as a creature. Yeah. 2/4 flyer. And I guess I do it now. I mean, it's not like I can block, right? Oh, I forgot it has Glimmer. Oh my god, I completely forgot this thing has a Glimmer, whatever. It can untap itself. I can just machine gun down their board. Oh my god. I completely forgot. Okay, that's what I'm going to be doing with all my mana from now on. I'm just going to be pinging, untapping, pinging, untapping, pinging. I can literally clear his whole board off next turn. Wow. Wow, I just completely forgot there was the, how do you actually see what's underneath it, now that I think about it? Can you? I guess you just look at its text box, right? Yeah, Mutations, Glimmerbell, Dreamtail here, and so... Oh, don't kill my dude, come on. Don't kill my dude, don't do it. Please. Please! No! They're targeting him. Don't kill my little dude. I mean, I guess the plus side is if they do have to kill it... Oh, they can't kill it. Nice. That's a little... We are going to get hit for 4 here. Our life is getting kind of low. Yeah, we'll take it. But we do get the machine gun down their board here. Man, this is such a cool combo. We're going to Porcupine the crap out of them. I guess if we point it at their face... no, I'd rather just kill the board. So, hit the Bactekia Tiger. Untap it. Hit the Tiger. Untap it. Hit the healer. Alright, and then we'll just this little slinger. I think we are... Yeah, I guess we'll attack. We do just have 6 damage a turn on board here, so if we can get them at a low life total, we can just straight up kill them in a couple turns. And they're gonna have to, like, they have to spend their turns rebuilding their board here, while we can just either shoot down whatever they rebuild, or if they don't do that, then we can just turn around and start pinging them in the face for 6 damage a turn. Okay, another pacifism, sure. Yeah, okay. We will... I guess we just play... Do we want to even play Thieving Otter? I don't think we do. I think we just want to machine gun our opponent as much as possible. Yeah. We'll attack. Okay, Hunter takes it, and, well, fast turn. And we got him dead here. I mean, we ping him 4 times here, and then we untap and ping him 1 more, and they're dead. I mean, this set is still pretty new. There might be something I'm not thinking about that could blow us out here, some huge haste threat or something, but I don't think so. This does show kind of the downside of pacifism in this set, you know? Like, if this was an actual removal spell, we would be probably dead now. But the fact that it's a pacifism and I'm still able to get off all these mutation procs, maybe pacifism is worse. I thought it would actually be like kind of an overperformer in this set, because you would have just this one big threat mutant creature that locking it down would be really good, but okay, our opponent's dead. Wow. Alright, so we kind of comboed them off there, jeez, with a Porcupine Glimmerbell mutation combo. Very cool. Alright, on to the next game. Okay, up against Why Are You Milling Me? Oh, he actually has Umori. Interesting, interesting. We will keep this. Mutating a Thieving Otter. Oh my god! That is such a good combo. Because this is just when it deals damage, not when it deals combat damage. So putting a Porcupine on this Thieving Otter is going to be ridiculous. Say hello back to our opponent. Always the most important play of every game. Wow! That's gonna be so much fun. Okay, hopefully they play something here that we can just Fire Prophecy. Probably cycle away one of these Porky Parrots. I don't need to. But I mean, if we can just sit out here pinging them and drawing cards every turn, it's gonna be ridiculous. This deck is kind of nutty. This blue-red mutate deck is turning out pretty good. Do we want to kill that? I think so. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and kill that. Death Touch makes it a little annoying. We'll put one of these Porky Parrots on bottom. Draw a card. All right, and off to the races with our Thieving Otter. What is this? When it dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent, you gain 2 life, and this is just a 1/4 with Vigilance. So I have a couple options here. I can either mutate up my Thieving Otter and start pinging, or I think what I'll actually do here, I'll save that little trick for a bit later. I think I'm actually just gonna cycle, put a flying counter on a Thieving Otter, get in there, start drawing some cards. Ooh, Everquill Phoenix. That's good. Man. This is gonna be so... Mutation is actually a lot of fun. I mean, the opponents we've gone against haven't had a ton of removal. I feel if you go against like a super removal heavy deck, Mutation is gonna get a lot worse. But I mean, this is pretty fun. Building our monsters here. We get to mutate this Everquill Phoenix onto the Thieving Otter. Alright. I'm guessing it's creature. Yes, it is creature. Yep. Okay. So, we could just play Jingatha. But I think while they're tapped out, I want to Everquill Phoenix. Put the Phoenix on top. And attack. Pass turn. Draw a card. We are going to have to put up some defenses here. They've got us beat race-wise. We can't just keep taking all this damage to the face. But, I mean, if they just kill our Phoenix here, we can immediately sack this feather to get it back, so... They do have a big discount here, so they could potentially play a bunch of stuff. I mean, this is the downside of Umori, right? They're playing some pretty questionable creatures just to meet its requirements. Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be playing this main serval if they had a choice not to. Okay, no, get in. Okay. We still get to draw a card. Forbidden Friendship. Yeah, I think we need to just put some butts to the board here, so... Yeah, I think we'll just Glimmerbell, Forbidden Friendship, pass a turn. I guess that did actually just take the flying counter off this thing, but it still has flying, so that's okay. Ikoria Tiger, sure. Enters the battlefield, put a vigilant counter on a non-human creature you control. Okay. Okay. And they can start pumping that up as soon as next turn. Ability, right? Yeah. We will block there, and I think we want to keep the human, so we'll block like that. Dreamtail Heron's not bad. I think we'll start off by drawing 2 cards for 1 mana. Okay. Fire Prophecy's not bad. So we can Gust of Wind back the Ikoria Tiger. So I think we will attack here. Okay, drew a land, which is great. Now we've got 6 mana. So I can Gust of Wind, Fire Prophecy. I can't do everything, but I think I just need to pass with Gust of Wind and Fire Prophecy up here, take care of their board a bit. Yeah, I'll just pass turn. Just plan to Gust of Wind plus Fire Prophecy here. Block. Hopefully they'll activate it right now to pump up the Backbay Tiger, do a little extra damage. Okay, good. And response. Oh, this is a sorcery. Yikes. New cards. Oh, that's so bad. I thought this was an instant. Well, we may lose because of that. We will Fire Prophecy the Blitz Leech in response. Yeah, that was a little bad. We'll put the... I guess Jingata to the bottom, draw a card. A little expensive. I don't think we have time just to tap out and play a 5/5. Well, we can Gust of Wind. Yikes. Ugh. Yeah. Well, lesson learned. This is a sorcery. Okay, that seems like a pretty god-awful card, but sure. We will Gust of Wind back this Backbay Tiger. Let's see, I can hit him for 6. I'll just get in with Everquill Phoenix, draw a card. Sure, cycle. I guess I'll just Dreamtail Heron as a creature. Yeah, I'm just gonna Dreamtail Heron as a creature just to give us another blocker here. I think is more important than Porcupirating up. There's the Backbay Tiger, sure. Pumps up the Mentor. Sure. Block here. Block here. Block. Ooh, block here. If I could click correctly. And we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block here. Take 5. Okay. Good game. Alright. Oof. Oh, that was a little scary. Probably, that was a pretty big punt, the fact that I thought that sorcery was an instant, but aside from my punting, we were able to pull it off. Just tempoed them enough that we were able to, even though they had a bigger, more scary board than we were able to put them to dead quicker than they could take advantage of that. So, sweet. Blue-red mutate, still doing great. It's undefeated so far. Sweet. On to the next one. Okay, up against Rocky, and yeah, we'll keep this. We've got that kind of 1-2 combo with Thieving Otter, putting a Dreamtail Heron on it to give it flying, and also drawing a card. Just a lot of card advantage, and we can even kill something with Fire Prophecy on turn 2. Yeah, this is looking great actually. Okay, we will Thieving Otter. We also have our other combo, putting a Porcupirate on Thieving Otter to ping and draw cards. Interesting. Our opponent still hasn't done anything. We will attack. Huh. Okay, I think we'll just play a second Thieving Otter here, sure. If they just play a blocker here, we can Capture Sphere and draw 2 cards. Kind of ottering them up this time. Oh wow, they're just gonna kill one of them. We are more than fine with that. Yeah, we are gonna Dreamtail Heron up this Thieving Otter, draw a card, put the Heron on top, attack, draw another card. Woo! Now even if they do kill this thing, we've gained so much card advantage, we don't even really care. Wow, they're cycling desperately, trying to find some sort of a removal spell here, I'm assuming. Wow! Okay, yeah, we will attack first. I think we will mutate this Porcupirate onto there just to draw 2 cards. Oh, it's whenever it mutates, it's not equal to the number of times. Okay. Yeah, I did just misunderstand that. So, and I'll play Glimmerbell here. Pass turn. Man, we just drew so many cards off this thing. Sure, they kill it. We've already drawn a million bajillion cards, so we don't especially care. Yeah, we'll just play Jingotha. Attack Glimmerbell. Pass turn, and now we can Fire Prophecy something, or we can cycle away the Shredded Sails, potentially. Okay. Look for white mana, I guess. Sure. We are gonna just Fire Prophecy, hit this thing. Oh, and an Everquill Phoenix, looking pretty good. I think first we'll One Mind, draw 2 cards. Then I will... Actually, I'm gonna cycle this, put a counter on our Jingotha. I think giving it flying is a little better. And we will attack for 6. Play Glimmerbell. And I mean, we got them kind of dead to rights here. Even if they do kill our Jingotha, we can mutate up an Everquill Phoenix, which, you know, basically gives it haste, and then we'll have them dead in that way too. Man, we are just crushing people. This blue-red mutate deck is disgusting. Holy cow. We've gone up against Mardu a lot of times too, which is kind of interesting. A lot of Mardu, but it just has not been able to keep up with what we're doing. Okay, kills our Jingotha for 1 mana too, so they could potentially have an answer here, but I think we still go for it, because if they don't, they're dead. Let's see if they've got the answer. It'll suck if they do, but we'll at least get a feather so we can bring the Phoenix back. So we got them pretty up against the wall here. Put the Phoenix on top. Feather counter. Attack for lethal. Sure. Yep, it dies. We can bring it back though. And we will... Oh, deal the damage here. Draw 2 cards. And rather than play Drowned Stinger, we are just gonna sacrifice this feather to bring our Phoenix back, which then puts lethal on board yet again. So they're gonna have to. They just had to spend all their turns just answering what we're doing. They haven't been able to like develop their board to actually put pressure on us. We're still at 20 life. Like, we've just had them under so much pressure and had so much card advantage that they just haven't been able to. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Putting lifelink on that 2/2 does save them for a turn. We could have brought back the Phoenix. Maybe we should have. I don't know if there's any like sorcery speed stuff I'd have to worry about. We could have brought back this Phoenix and blocked that 2/2. I was thinking there might be something we want to wait for the end phase for, but I actually probably shouldn't have just assumed that. Do we want to cycle the Strength Stinger? Nah, we'll keep it. Alright, go to combat. Attack. Play our Tigorilla with Menace. Play our Draenith Stinger. 2/2. We're just trying to put as much threats on the battlefield as we can, and then we have the Capture Sphere even. If they do have something, sure. Cycling. Like, we could tap down this 2/2 lifelinker, so, you know, stop them from gaining life, but who cares? Got them more than dead, even if they go up to 3 life here. Mutate has been a pretty hard card to evaluate before playing with it, but playing with it, it seems pretty good. Even with the kind of inherent card disadvantage, most of them have these, you know, when it mutates triggers that feels like it kind of makes up for it. And being able to staple together these abilities is a lot of fun. Opponent scoops it up, sure. Alright, crushing it. On to the next one. Okay, next game against Acerrimos. And we will keep this. Removal into card draw is not bad. Shredded Sails has not been very useful, but I mean, we've always been able to just either loot it away or cycle it away, so can't complain too much. Coil bug, sure. Go ahead. I don't think we're gonna kill this coil bug. I don't especially care about a 2-2. Okay, probably will kill that symbiote because it can grow things to a dangerous degree. Yeah, let's throw away the shredded sails. So it looks like our opponent's on green-black, which is a color combination we haven't run into yet. Yeah, let's play the Glimmer Bell. Stop taking so much damage. If they attack, I'm gonna have to think about... Oh, God. Well, that's terrifying. Yeah, we can't do much about that. Okay. Play this. I guess we just start... I mean, we're not winning the race here. The problem is if I play this Porky Parrot out, maybe I just play the... Whatever. I'm gonna play this Phoenix out as a blocker, basically. No attacks. We can get back this Phoenix. And they can't get back the Boneyard Lurkers, so I think it's probably worth it. The scariest thing they could do here is like play the symbiote. Yeah, okay. They got a pump spell. Okay, that's a pretty scary pump spell to have. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna need an answer to that thing right now, or we're dead. It's not looking so good. Yeah, I guess we just get back the Phoenix and Porky Parrot as a creature. Just trying to diversify our threats here. Did it make a combination of a parrot and a porcupine sound there? That was kind of interesting. Yeah, they have had us under some pressure. Okay, that's fine. Sure, we will get back the Phoenix. We are just going to try to trade with this Boneyard Lurker. Oh, it comes back tapped. Shit. I mean, darn. Yeah, we'll take the 4. I mean, with the trample counter, I should... okay, new cards. Everquill Phoenix brings itself back tapped. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, we'll just play the Tigerilla. Give it Menace. And... pass the turn. There's Essence Symbiote, sure. We do have, with the combination of this Tigerilla and pinging with Porky Parrot, we can still take down this Boneyard Lurker, even if it does get a +1/+1 counter put on it. We would like to kill this Essence Symbiote, though. Hopefully we can draw a... Okay, opponent just passes. We will ping our opponent in the face for 1. What? Oh, it hasn't mutated at all. I'm dumb. Okay, we will draw 2 cards. Okay, Dreamtail Heron's great. So here we're going to... Do we put it on the Porky Parrot? I guess we do. Put it on the Porky Parrot. Hopefully they don't have a kill spell. Yep, put it on the top. Draw a card. And pass the turn. And now we can start... Our goal is to soup up this Dreamtail Heron with a bunch of mutations so we can start pinging down their board. We really want to kill this Essence Symbiote before it grows their Boneyard Lurker out of control. But we can just go... I mean, if we go mutation, ping this, mutation, ping this, mutation, ping this, we can clear the whole board. What the hell is that thing? Destroya. Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, create a red artifact. Oh, it's... Okay, it's my Everquill Phoenix. It's the same thing. We can still kill this thing. I mean, they can get it back with the... They can get it back, you know what I mean. We can at least kill this. I wonder if they just won't swing in. Okay, we will ping our opponent. Yeah, we're still gonna of one mind. The best thing we could draw here would be like the bounce spell. We do not draw the bounce spell. I think we will Swiftwater Cliffs. We'll plan on cycling this Avian Odyssey and giving our Tigorilla flying. And pass the turn. Yeah, opponent cycling, sure. Oh, so they're Jund. Interesting. I guess that makes sense, right? Because they do have that. Jeez. We want to cycle now. I guess so. Yeah, we'll go ahead and cycle. Put the counter on Tiger. Hopefully we don't draw our bounce spell. Oh, capture. That's pretty bad too. I guess we do want this thing off the board though, this Boneyard Lurker, because every time it mutates it's going to be getting a permanent back. So we do want to actually kill the thing. Oh god, here it goes. Yeah, now it's getting harder. Now it's making more and more feather tokens. Not good. Ay. Not good. It might just get us here. We really need our bounce spell, which I think our only way out of this. Trade the board here for their big boy. They can get their Phoenix back, but at least it won't have all the mutations on it. Okay. Dear God. Okay. Yeah, a little unfortunate we drew this many lands, but yeah, pass turn. Jeez, if we could have found one more mutation and killed this SS Symbiote, I would feel better about things. Here comes the Phoenix. Sure. I think we just take 2 here. Yeah, let's just take 2. Ping our opponent. Okay, we're dead. Like we're just actually literally dead because of the Greater Sandworm. So, scoop it up. That's rough. Well, that was a combination. One, our opponent got off to like a blistering fast start with that 4/4 mutation, and 2, we drew a lot of lands, quite a few lands there. So, oh well, lost one. Moving on. Okay, we will keep this. We're up against Systolic, and they've got Karina the Orphan Guard. Wow. So all their creatures are cats, elementals, nightmares, dinosaurs, or beasts. I guess that's actually a pretty big list. Not super hard to make work, I guess. They did have to mulligan. We don't have the most impactful hand here, but we do have this Shredded Sails that we can loot away and then start doing stuff on turn 4, worst case. Evolving Wilds, huh? Alright, man, fast turn. Would have been nice to have like a one of those jellyfish to put this Porky Parrot on, but c'est la vie. Probably just gonna play Karina here, I bet. Fertilid. Okay. Just a ramp card then. We will cycle. Fire Prophecy, interesting. We're probably gonna save this Fire Prophecy for. I guess we just pass turn here. Well, if they play their Kahira, we'll Fire Prophecy that. If they play their Fertilid, or I mean, they don't. I mean, we can kill the Fertilid, worst case. All right, there's Kahira. We are gonna just blow that up. And hopefully that significantly depowers their deck. Yeah, we'll put a land at the bottom. Because I mean, if they had to, they're probably running some pretty like stinky, pretty bad creatures to meet that requirement. So here we will Thieving Otter. And now I mean, next turn we can put a Porky Parrot on it, start pinging and drawing some cards. Is our opponent on 5 color? White, I mean everything except blue, I guess. I guess that works with like Fertilid. If they got a few Fertilids, they can make that work pretty well. Oh, there goes Fire Prophecy. Or there goes our little otter, unfortunately. Sure, get some with Fertilid. Okay, here, probably just slap down a Porcupine. Yep. Just does a 3-4. Fast turn. I like the noise it makes. Sure, bonus ramping a bit. Okay. We will draw some cards to start off. Okay, instead I'm gonna just Porcupine. Attack with Porcupine. I'm just gonna block and sack to go get a land, sure. And then I will Glimmerbell. It's a good mutation target. Next turn we can start, you know, we can put like the Porcupine on the Glimmerbell and start machine gunning things down potentially. Lava Serpents. Okay, well that's gonna be Capture Sphered. Without a doubt. No blocks. Sure. Not bad. Ooh, that's a pretty good draw. Let's see, so if we Forbidden... We should be able to do everything, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think so. So we will Forbidden Friendship of one mind, draw 2 cards, and then also Capture Sphere of the Lava Serpent, and get in for 2. Okay, so I'm guessing they have a lot of big beasties because they seem to be kind of a ramp deck potentially. I don't know. They might have just gone way out of their way to make this Kahira work, and us killing it may have set them back significantly. Anyway, we can start doing some business here with our mutations. Whenever you cycle a card, you pay 2. Okay. Interesting. I think I'll Dreamtail Heron on the Glimmerbell. Put it on top. Draw a card. Porcupine on the Dreamtail Heron. Put the Porcupine on top. And then kill the Thundermane before they can do anything with it. Get in for 2. Alright, not bad. Now we've got the untap ability on this, so we can ping them for at least 6 a turn if we get another mutation even more than that. Oh, okay, well, never mind. Porcupine's gone. Jeez. At least we do get to keep our enchantment, so the Lava Serpent doesn't get unlocked at least. That's pretty good, though. Jeez, and we do not want a Gust of Wind this Lava Serpent back, so I guess we just get in for 1 here. Plain Island. That was pretty bad for us. Jeez. Mythos of Snapdax. Well, that's not good. This thing doesn't have flying? I thought this thing had flying. Okay. Well, we can leave back our dude to block it next turn. Not looking good, though. Dreamtail Heron. I guess we will... Yeah, I guess we'll Dreamtail... Oh, we can't mutate onto a human. So let's play this as a creature. Gust of Wind back the Lava Serpent. Draw a card. Oof. That's a little unfortunate, but... we'll not attack. Pass turn. We can do a combination of Dreamtail Heron and this Fire Prophecy. We can kill the... Oh my god. Well, That's not good. You are gonna just chump. Even though it means we can't of one mine for 1 mana, but I think gaining 5 life is more important than mana efficiency. Let's see. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Jeez. Man, I felt good about this game too, but this is kind of an interesting deck our opponents had. Okay. I guess we will do this, see if there's anything we draw that can save us here. No, another land. Alright. Good game. Alright, well, our opponent had a pretty cool deck. Lava Serpent actually seemed not bad. A 5 mana, or what was it, a 7 mana 5/5 with haste? Not bad. Not bad at all. Especially the way they had it, like a bunch of control cards early in the game and a bunch of cyclers. You know, having these kind of like in-game threats that you can cycle away in the early game to get to your removal and ways to keep yourself alive, and then just having these like never-ending threats. That's actually a pretty interesting and seemingly very good strategy. So, on to the next one. Okay, next game against Nostrich. Ooh, and they've got Lutri the Spell Chaser. Interesting. I guess we keep this. We've got Divination Tron here. Guess we don't actually have a blue source. I got so enamored with Divination Tron, I didn't actually... Maybe I should have mulliganed this hand, actually. Okay, never punished. Always had it. And it'll be interesting. I guess that's actually pretty easy to satisfy in sealed, right? So they don't necessarily have to be in red blue. They could just be in like red something else. Okay. So to have Lutri, they have to have no. Oh, they are in red blue. Okay. They have to have no more than 1 copy of each card in their deck. We'll just draw 2 here and pass turn. Next turn we can Porcupine it. Start getting in with our boy. Lutri will... Oh, they're in Jeskai, actually. Interesting. If we had a little more fixing, I wanted to try Jeskai, but, like, the biggest card I wanted to play out of Jeskai, or out of white, rather, was the Moth, which was double white, so... But we did have... I mean, we had a significant amount of Jeskai fixing. We had, like, 4 white sources or so we could put into our deck pretty freely. But double white, that's pretty hard to splash. Yeah, there's an argument last turn we should have done Glimmerbell, and then this turn, you know, put a Porcupine on it, but I think we're okay like this. Next turn we can play Jingata. Sure. Let's see what they... Go with the Menace, sure. We can just kill that with Fire Prophecy. But I think we'll do that next turn. This turn we'll just get in with the Porcupine. See if they block. They do not. And then we'll play Jingata. Pass turn. So if they just, if all they're going to do here is swing in with the Tigorilla, then we're winning this race pretty handily. We got 8 damage coming across, as opposed to their 4, and we can kill it at any point with Fire Prophecy, so feeling pretty good about this. I mean, it may not seem like that much, but 4-3 is a lot worse than 4-4. So that extra point of toughness is pretty devastating for Tigorilla. It's still good. A 4-3 Menace for 4 isn't like a bad card, but yeah, it definitely drops like from like a low B to like a low C from that 1 point of toughness. Okay, Pyroceratops, sure. Not too worried about that. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We actually have a few options. I could tap this Jingata and basically generate 2 mana. Then I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana effectively. Or I could just get in with both, which I think I'll do. I'm just going to get in with both. Attack. See if he blocks. He does not. Okay. And I think I'm just going to hold up Fire Prophecy here, so I'll just play my most expensive spell. I'm just going to play this Porcupine again as a creature. I mean, you know, ideally we want to be mutating our creatures, but just it seems like just growing our board, going a little wide here. Oh, Gyuda. Okay. This could be bad. I guess let's see what happens. We can't stop it. So they mill both and they get to reanimate. Oh no! Oh, it's even compared to mana cost. Okay, so they can't. I thought it was odd. Momentum Rumbler, sure. So what do we want to kill here? We can kill the Tigerilla, we can kill the Rumbler. I think we'll just go ahead and kill the Tigerilla, I think. Put this Glimmerbell to the bottom. Okay, draw a couple cards. Gust of Wind is pretty good. Question is, do we just Gust of Wind back the Garuda? And attack in with everything? I think we do. This does let them replay it again next turn and reanimate something, but that's a pretty big tempo swing here. We're just coming across with so much damage. Okay, they're just going to double block, sure. And we will kill... I guess it doesn't really matter, so we'll just kill the 33. Okay. And the good thing with these Porcupirates is if we... Even if they kind of stall out here with a Garuda and they kind of block up the board, we just need to mutate something out of one of these Porcupirates and we can ping them down for game. Yep, they're just going to mill again. See what they get. They get Avian Odyssey. Okay, yeah, they get Avian Oddity, sure. Not a big deal, though. Okay, that's enough lands. Jeez Louise, we have drawn a lot of lands. Well... Jeez. We might be in trouble. Well, we got our... Okay, no attacks. I mean, we got our opponent so close to dead, but look at all these lands. Holy moly, we have drawn a lot of lands these last few games. Oh man, our opponent has a sick deck. Riley the Everwise, or Riel, I guess. Riel the Everwise. That's pretty scary. Wow, the combo. They've got the full combo, too. Yeah, they are going to kill our Draenith Singer, unfortunately. Wow, they just drew a million. Man, our opponent's deck is really cool. Let's see what they do. We do have some good blocks here, so it's not... Okay, they just don't attack. Come on, not a land. Ugh, Glimmerbell is pretty close to a land. Alright. No attacks. Yeah, we're gonna get wrecked here though if we don't draw something soon. I guess I should have played a land there. Ugh. Maybe it was a mistake not to mutate this Porcupirate onto something. Maybe just playing them out as creatures is a bad idea. Yeah, who knows. Did we just take the 6? This screams of some kind of removal spell. So if we block and block with Porcupirate and he kills one of them with a removal spell, we lose both, which is our primary plan to win at this point. I think we just take it. We're just gonna take it this time. See what they do. Problem is they have this Lutri waiting in the wings, so if they do like a removal spell, flash in Lutri, copy the removal spell. Oh, pacifism. Don't have to worry about pacifism so much. Sure. God, Thieving Otter's not what we want right now. Yeah, I guess we attack with both and get Riel off the battlefield at least. I'm just gonna flash in the Otter as a blocker. Okay. Ugh, that'll be game. Damn. Well, that might have been... I might have played that wrong. I might have, should have been mutating the Porcupirates. Maybe they're just not really worth playing as creatures. We did get pretty close to winning there. Our opponent had a disgusting deck. Like, that was a really cool deck. And it unfortunately ended up beating us. We just couldn't quite get those last points of damage through. Maybe we also shouldn't have bounced the Garuda, Potentially we should have held on to that, tried to just bounce, like, just dig for flyers maybe and hang back more rather than try to close out the game. Yeah. looking back, we probably should have picked a direction, right? We probably should have been like, okay, we're going to try to burn our opponent out, so we don't play this Porcuparrot as a creature. Instead, we're going to mutate it onto something, and try to bounce their threat out of the way, tempo them out, and burn them for the final points of damage. Or we should have said, okay, we're not going to do that. We're not going to bounce the Kryuta because that gives them some value. We're going to just bounce one of their threats, kind of hang back, play defensively, and eventually finish it off with flyers. But we kind of picked the middle road, I think, which was probably a mistake. We bounced their Kryuta, got in some damage, but then we ended up not mutating those Porcuparrots, so we couldn't quite finish it off. And, I mean, to be fair, we did just draw an absolute crap load of lands. So, outside of all that, we did not draw the best parts. If we had drawn a mutation creature at any point, we would have been in fine shape. But instead, we drew a bunch of lands and a Glimmerbell and a Thieving Otter. But unfortunately, that's going to finish off our draft here. We did get 4 wins, so not bad for a first draft of the format. Definitely learned a lot from this draft. And the format seems really fun. I mean, this archetype felt really strong. When we were going off, we felt like it wasn't even close, right? Especially against like those Mardu sort of aggro decks. They were trying to swarm the board, but we just drew so many cards that they really could not keep up. But let's open our packs, see what we got. We got most of our gems back from entering, which is nice. And as far as packs go, let's see. We got Colossification. Interesting card. Will probably be like fun in like a kind of janky, maybe budget combo deck with Fling, but probably not actually a good card. Next pack, we've got Traneth Magistrate. This will be, I mean, if companions end up as busted as I think they'll be, in my opinion, like, I don't know, I could be completely wrong about this, but from my reading of companions, just starting the game with an extra card in your hand every single game, especially one that's a specific tutored card, I feel like that's going to be just really strong, even if the companions themselves aren't like the most impactful cards in the world. So if they do end up taking off, then Traneth Magistrate probably has a place somewhere in the format, because this just stops your opponent from casting companions ever. And then it also has, it stops like Uros casting themselves from the graveyard, so it does have some additional applications too. So probably a good card all in all. We'll see. It's definitely format dependent, whether it sees any play or not, but good to pick up a copy here. Parcel Beast, very good uncommon. One of the best in the set, I think. And let's see what we got for a rare. Genesis Ultimatum. So all the ultimatums are pretty interesting cards. It's kind of unfortunate. This is going to be a hard set to build budget decks for because it's kind of tricolor focused, and it's really hard. You can kind of squeak by with, budget lands on a two color mana base, but if you're going for 3 colors, it gets a lot more difficult. But Genesis Ultimatum is out of the ultimatums, is a pretty strong one. You look at the top 5 cards, put any permanents onto the battlefield, and then draw the rest. Kind of insane. If you got if you have this at like the top of a ramp deck, and you can potentially pull over a bunch of creatures or whatever. But next pack, or I guess this is our last pack, right? So let's check it out. Last pack is Lava Brink Venturer. I think this card is actually really cool. So when it enters the battlefield, you choose odd or even, and then it has protection from the converted mana cost of the chosen value. So I think you usually choose even. I think a lot of I guess it does become a little, basically in this set we got a really good 2-mana black removal spell with Heartless Act, and also there's Murderous Rider still in the format, which is a really great 3-mana removal spell. But I think you probably want to choose even to block those 2-mana removals, and then if your opponent has to spend a 3-mana removal spell to kill your 3-mana threat, it's, at least you're kind of breaking even mana-wise. But I think it's a cool card, and that's it for our packs. So first limited of the format, definitely experimental, and blue-red mutate seemed pretty good. Probably gonna just go ahead and hop into a draft immediately after this, because this format seems really fun. It's like one of the most different formats I think we've ever seen for Magic. Just a lot of really weird stuff with companions and with mutate, and just these really complex out there mechanics that don't really work like Magic has worked ever. So it'll be interesting, like when you draft, if you first pick a companion, you can like pick all the rest of your picks, meeting that companion's requirement, and probably worth it. I mean, companions are going to be really good. But anyway, wasted enough time blabbering. So anyway, thanks for watching. This has been 2D. This has been my pre-release event for Ikoria, and I'll see you next time.